My family was shot down by DEA officers.
3 kids here. One of them is missing.
I need you to help me, Leon. I want to get those dirtbags who killed my brother.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
Welcome to Fanboy and a Snob. I'm Chad. That's Chris, and today we watched Leon the Professional, starring
Jean
Reno and Natalie Portman, and our favorite actor,
Gary Oldman. Now, fun fact, or a fun activity you kids can do at home. Take the R out of Gary Oldman's name. I'm not going to say it out loud,
Just
but you
see
can
what
do
happens.
it. Yeah, just write it out and then erase the R.
The best thing to do is ask your parents.
Put it in the comments if you figure it out.
Yes. Why did we watch this movie? It seems to be a trend of movies recently.
Yeah, recently.
It's Chris's pick.
It's Chris's month, and yet every movie Chris wants to watch cannot be found unless he spends like $20. And he's just not going to do that.
We could have found all your movies today.
Which ones?
You wanted to watch Mouse Hunt.
Couldn't find it.
I
wasn't going to spend $4
It's on Paramount Plus.
No, it wasn't.
You said you didn't want to watch it because I saw it. It was on
Oh
Paramount
yeah,
Plus.
that's all right. Mouse Hunt. No, but what was the very first one?
It was Mouse Hunt.
No.
Then you said you wanted to watch Das Boot, but it was 3 hours long.
No, it wasn't Mouse Hunt and Das Boot. It was something else in Das Boot. And then I went, all right, I want to do Mouse Hunt. Then you said you had seen Mouse Hunt, so I was like, well, it's not worth it then. I want to watch House. Then I went, fuck it.
Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter. Let's watch Troll Hunter.
Yeah.
You'd never seen Troll Hunter. I was like, you know what? Chad would enjoy Troll Hunter more than House. Couldn't fucking find Troll Hunter. Not going to spend $5 on it. I've already seen it 5 times. I feel like I should get it for free at this point. Then, what do we go for?
No, we were just going through movies after that to see what we wanted to watch.
We got to the L's, and I was like, yo, you ever see Leon the Professional, or the Professional Leon, or Leon the Professional? I don't know, depending on how you want to say it. And you said no.
And I'm happy because I feel like this is one of those movies that you purposely put off watching because you want to watch it at a certain point. And I feel like right now it's a good time.
It was like me showing you a fistful of dollars. It was just like random, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's throw this on. Let's see what happens.
Der Undergang.
Der Untergang.
Undergang.
No, because it's an umlaut, so it's Untergang.
Gong.
Like gong, but
Gong. Yeah.
with an A.
But yeah. Leon the Professional. This was a very good movie.
They show it on TV, but boy, do they cut a lot out of
I won't watch movies on TV because
you gotta watch them on like TCM or
yeah,
Sundance. There's no other channel really to watch them.
Yeah.
FXM every so often. That's how I found Phantom, was on FXM.
Really?
Yeah, I found Phantom of the Paradise on FXM.
No, this is a fucking heavy movie. I did not think it was going to be like this.
You thought it was going to be a cool shoot 'em up.
No, I knew it was going to be a drama, but I didn't think it was going to be fucking a 12-year-old Natalie Portman holding a gun up to her head saying, I love you, and prove me wrong that you don't love me by pulling the gun away.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy shit.
And this movie is like, we kept talking about Amadeus and love. This movie, again, characters don't understand love.
Yeah. Because to break Natalie Portman's character, she's in an abusive home. She's with
typical New York broken child.
Yeah, it's the father and
stepmother. Who's I think is a stripper or a prostitute or something. How about you work from home? And then he starts fighting. So she's got to be something.
Yeah.
You know.
And you have the stepsister. Then you have her brother, a little 4-year-old boy.
We get no characterization other than she likes him.
There's plenty because you see how she interacts with all the other siblings.
Yeah, she hates them all.
Then the 4-year-old brother walks into the kitchen. First thing
and
she does is grabs him and hugs him.
So his only characterization is she likes him. We didn't get shit about his personality.
Yeah. Okay,
so the mom is a cunt. She wears gaudy clothes. The dad's a fucking dude who borrows drugs from drug dealer. Idiot. The daughter's a whore who's doing aerobics, which I like Leon's like, I ain't gonna do anything. Look, because it turns out aerobics are completely it's for elderly people. who don't move. That's what aerobics is good for. Anyone else, you're not going to build any muscle or get any healthier doing. Yeah, you're not going to get fit doing that. No, it's just like Taibo. Remember when Billy Banks would go uppercut, jab, uppercut, and that's fuck you in Italian. Yeah, I always
It's all about consistency, keeping your body going, keeping
right,
it
which
loose.
old people need because they tend to stiffen up.
So, talk about the love situation. The first scene you see Natalie Portman.
She's smoking a cigarette, kicking her feet off the balcony.
Yeah, camera going up the stairs, and you
We're
see
following Leon as he walks up the stairs. Actually, the very first scene is we get to see Leon be a professional.
Yeah, we don't really see his face until.
Yeah, you do. You see the glasses and the knife, and that's all you need to
No,
know.
I'm saying until he gets to the nice.
Yeah, but
nice scene.
that's the first.
No, it's a good setup of the character
So
because he's very sneaky.
he's the professional. He's the best hitman in New York.
Till women get involved.
Which, what was his name? Tony.
Tony
Warned him. Remember what happened last time a girl got involved?
don't get fucking involved with broads. They fuck with screw your head. He didn't say that, but pretty much.
All he said was, remember what happened last time you got involved with a broad? Now you're here.
Mm.
Which we learned later on in the movie is a way heavier line than what we
Yeah.
thought it was. Yeah, dude, this movie does a really good job. It starts off as like a bullshit, like, here's a mafia hitman and a little girl, lone wolf and cub. And then it's like, actually, these are like broken, psychologically damaged people who, I guess you could say, what did I say? Natalie Portman is a little girl who grew up too fast, and Leon is a grown up who never actually grew up because trauma.
Well, he was more of a guy that grew up in a situation where he had to adapt to the surroundings, and the surroundings he had weren't too good for a little kid growing up trying to learn and be smart and everything. So he became street smart, found out how to do all his little tricks and everything.
What are you talking about? That is not his backstory.
Him as where did he grow up? Russia, was it?
He grew up overseas.
Yeah.
He fell in love with a girl in a connected family.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know how to read.
That's common of like Ukraine and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So every time he would go out to see this girl, the father would get angry. Eventually, the girl stopped seeing him, and it turns out the father shot her in the head, spent 2 days in jail. Leon met him outside of jail, shot him dead, and came to America.
Yeah.
That's his backstory. It wasn't like he was turning tricks like an Oliver Twist character.
No, but he was very much so.
No, he was a regular dude
of normal life.
He was a regular dude whose girlfriend got murdered by her father, killed him, came to America, went to where, because his dad worked for Tony.
Yeah.
You don't remember any of this.
I do remember it. I'm talking more about the fact that when he's having like a normal conversation, a normal interaction with people, he's very like timid, very
that.
Then when he gets into business with the killing and all that stuff, he's very in depth about what he has to do. He's very.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that had nothing to do with what you're saying. He didn't learn that when he was a kid. He learned that when he came to America through Tony.
That's fan fiction.
No, that is not fan fiction. Leon, in fact, the scene where he's teaching Natalie Portman to shoot, he's explaining. Yeah. Did we watch the same movie?
I don't know.
I don't think so. It's almost like the audience should be understanding why Chris is getting frustrated.
I'm writing his backstory.
Right, you're writing his backstory. You're a fanfic.
So you think he was? So you think he was a romantic?
Regular romantic 19-year-old boy who got pissed off, killed a guy. His dad worked for a mafia dude. Came over, mafia guy went, "You're actually pretty good at killing." Because remember what Leon said? Once you kill someone, you will never sleep the same again.
Yeah.
You know.
One eye open. You snore pretty good for a guy with one eye open.
Yeah, so Leon's character is complex, but it's very cut and dry. And then Natalie Portman's character's backstory is very cut and dry, but she's complex. She's a young girl from a broken home where I think there was some molestation, because how would she know that much about sex?
I don't know, fucking people. But she literally said, talking to him, your first time is supposed to be special.
All right, do you consider a blowjob the first time? So her dad could have fucking made her blow him. Because weird broken families like that always pick one child to abuse
Yeah.
that they blame everything on. And then once they stop seeing them as a person, they start doing things like giving her bloody noses, bruises, and just throwing. Remember the family photo? It was the dad, the mom, the two kids, and then her cut out. Yeah.
Do you think she was the one that cut herself out and put it in there?
Or her brother or her someone did it. Point being, she was not considered part of the family. And the way the dad was fucking the mom in the bathroom, I am not surprised. The way she was weird with him and stuff, like say it's all the broken home tropes in one person.
Yeah, but Natalie Portman portrayed it like,
yeah, this was her best role, I think.
It makes me very upset about how her career actually like.
Well, you team up with Jews, you lose. And I'm talking about the Weinsteins. I'm not talking about all the Jews. It just so happens that a lot of Jews in Hollywood tend to fuck.
No, but this is definitely a very heavy role for.
So
she was probably like 14.
Hold on, we're ignoring someone completely. Gary Oldman.
Well, we're getting there. I'm talking.
I understand, but we just spent like 10 minutes talking about Leon's backstory, 10 minutes talking about Natalie Portman's backstory. The fuck is Gary Oldman's story? We don't know.
At first,
he likes classical music.
You don't want to interrupt him when he's listening to his music because that gives him a notice. He knows something's going to happen. He's getting it very upset.
Yeah, when you interrupt his music, what does the guy say to him? Either change your tune or I change his. Yeah. And he goes, excuse me. And he's so like.
The way every single character talked to
Gary Oldman was with complete fear and uttermost respect.
Yeah, but even with that, sometimes they'd be like, dude, just calm down.
Like the Rasta guy in the bathroom.
Just I feel like they know at some points during, because he would always take the pill, and I feel like it's speed or something.
It's methamphetamine, I guarantee it.
Yeah, so he'd always.
The way he would like.
He'd always be kind of sweaty, like looking like doing the.
He get like when he's going through the apartment and his guys are trying to be tactical and he's just walking by a door, stopping.
And then as the scene we're talking about, they're going to kill Natalie Portman's father and everything.
Because he's been skimming money off the top.
Yeah, he's just hiding, like he robbed pretty much a big bag of coke or heroin off him.
He's holding the bag. He's the holder, so like the drug dealers have the drugs, but you don't keep the drug where you live. You give it to someone else. That way, if they get arrested, you can go, I had nothing to do with it. And if your house gets raided, you'd be like, I don't got the drugs here. Yeah. So he's the holder, and he's been skimming off the top. So they're like, all right, well, you have until noon tomorrow to come up with the shit that's missing. Which is fair.
So the best part of it, oh God, it's not saying the best. It's fucking awful. So when they break into Natalie Portman's father's apartment, they have the older sister, the mom, and the 4-year-old brother.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones, right?
Yeah, because she went out to go get groceries after getting beat.
She was getting Leon his milk.
Well, she offered to get him milk, and he said sure, because
he's one of the only people that's nice to her, and it's a weird thing.
It's a weird relationship they have. They're like the only people that are nice to each other.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, is they're the only two that see each other as people.
Yeah.
Because Tony sees him as a tool. Her dad didn't even see her.
Tony, we'll talk about the Tony relationship later, but
yeah.
When Gary Oldman breaks into the apartment,
starts fucking murdering everybody.
Start blasting. And kills the fucking sister doing the aerobics.
Walks into the bath.
The stepmom's in the bathtub
with earphones
on. That was a fucking awesome shot too.
It was great the way the foam went up. It looked legit.
That was like a quick.
I wouldn't be surprised if they shot her with like a birdshot like plastic pellet BB gun. Because of the way the foam went, it wasn't with like an air rifle. Because if it was just air, it would have gone like circular. This had like different areas moving, and so it's like a spread.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, maybe it was squib, because you could just say the bullet went through the foam, then just went.
But the foam didn't go outward; it went kind of backwards. Yeah. So unless the squib,
there was a lot of soap and everything. Maybe they had something surrounding it to make it go.
like she's in the tub, right? And they have a squib here, kind of like a claymore facing this way. So it comes up out of the water as if the bullet's but he was using a slug because when you look at the tub, remember the scene where the water's coming?
Yeah.
So
But you gotta remember, movie magic.
I don't know how they did that scene, is what I'm saying. That was an awesome scene because it was an overhead shot of a tub. The foam moved right, and then they panned down, and you see the slug with the red water.
Yeah.
It was so
Old
good.
movie magic.
Back when you used to have to try, James Cameron.
But in the scene, oh, you fucking have the little 4-year-old hiding under the bed and everything.
Well, Rasta bro. It's going through records.
Rasta Bro's going through records, fighting with the guy. Then you have the big Jack guy going through the room. He's getting his knife out to cut the mattress.
Ex-military guy. You can tell by his dog tags.
Just misses the fucking kid's head. Then blasting starts because the
'Cause dad
he
grabs
reaches
his
back.
shotgun behind the fireplace. Ruins Gary Oldman's nice suit, by the way.
Yeah, but then you have the scene of the little kid running, and you're like,
Tech 9.
and
Were you expecting the little kid to die?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, but were you expecting the little kid to die?
I knew he was gonna die, but having a little 2-year-old,
Yeah, imagine Finn getting lit up like that. It'd be so easy. Dude doesn't know the serpentine. He just runs straight at
dude,
you.
he fucking barrel rolls, zigzag.
Barrel rolls like his father, as in falls over, looks like a barrel, and then people
Fuck
roll him
you.
into his grave.
But this is where I was getting with the best part of the scene. Gary Oldman's. I feel like at this point he's coming down from whatever he took because he got shot, and he's just
Well,
like,
not really, because he's still.
no. At this point, he's like more
You ruined my fucking suit, remember?
because he unloads on the guy. The guy's the father's crawling. He just keeps shooting him,
And then he goes to reload.
and his probably main guy
His main dude.
because he was very upset when he died.
Yeah.
Main guy's like, just stop. He's dead. And he's like, yeah, but fucking ruin my suit.
It's like, I know,
But he's dead.
I mean,
But
what's
the
the point?
But the suit.
Just get over it. He's like, oh, you're right. So we established the characters. We got Gary Oldman, drug addict, DEA agent on a war path. Leon the professional, guy who's finally relearned what it is to care about himself and someone else. And Natalie Portman,
Broken child.
Broken
finding
child
out what
doesn't understand what life is.
and finding out what human affection is and taking it the wrong way.
Well, no, because that's not her entire character. Her entire character, she actually understands by the end of it what he's doing. You're just saying this so I'll leave. And he goes, yes, because you can start roots. I can't. And then she realizes what love is. So really what it is a child learning what true love is, not in the sense of like, marrying a prince or something like that, like learning affection, real love. Leon the professional forgetting love, completely shutting down as a human, and then finding something worth fighting for. And then the chaos of Gary Oldman.
She's fucking high all the time.
Just high, angry.
What is going on up there? I told you to take one guy out. Now take down the building.
Why does it need 20 men to take one guy out? And he killed like 15 cops in that scene.
Yeah.
So cool. So we could just sit here and tell you about all the cool ass fucking ways he kills people. What's your favorite way he kills someone?
I love the scene when he is up in like the rafters
And he
hangs the guy.
Oh, with the garrote where he pulls the roof and he just waits for the guy and then nooses him.
Yeah, because then you get the scene with
where
the
he's
camera.
swaying.
Yeah, you get to see in the camera. Gary was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's just a dude swaying from the ceiling. You don't see his head. That's a really good kill scene. I like shit. I don't know, the kill scene where he takes the cop hostage and he takes him and then he closes the door, and before he closes the door he shoots the sprinkler so the cops shoot the other cop while he goes and gets ready. I thought that was like, ooh, that's fucking smart. That was
a super kill.
Yeah, that's like,
they're gonna panic.
That's like 4D technology, because like at first you're like, oh, it's just rain, why would they shoot? And then you see it from their point of view through their goggles and they can't see shit. All they heard was a gunshot, so they start shooting. This is a movie where like the cops are the bad guys, but they're not portrayed as the bad guys.
Not all of them were, because
the grunts were not the bad guys. They were responding to a dude who was fucking killing their bro. In fact, when they see Leon, spoilers, dressed up as the cop. They treat him like a
Well, that's
comrade.
why you have like the main posse
Yeah.
who works with Gary Oldman.
In the
Then you
DEA
have
office,
the real cop
police force.
who, when they take his mask off, no reaction. They're
Just
like,
administer first aid. Oh,
Yeah.
you with the 3rd precinct? Yeah, okay, cool. Here you go, buddy. Here, patched up. Get out of here. Get out. And as he's walking down the stairs, everyone's making way, giving him flashlights. Like, good job,
Yeah.
buddy. Good job. You know, you did it. You did it. And then you got Gary Oldman, who's fucking taking a pill, being like,
yeah, 'cause he just happened to be seeing him taking the mask off. And even Leon's like, I'm gonna put the mask on. I could breathe better. And the guy's like, yeah, good.
what do you think of Natalie Portman planting the plant and finally growing roots?
Her planting the plant outside the actual, like, what was it, like a boarding school and everything the father paid for to get rid of her.
Yeah.
It was her being like, this is where I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna be here to improve on myself. I'm not gonna fall down this path that
What does she name the plant?
what's your name? Oh, Leon, duh.
Leon.
Yeah. Like,
We-
what is your name?
Ooh.
Let's talk about her and Leon's relationship, because this is
Complex.
it's like people make jokes about this movie being like a pedophile's dream and everything.
I googled Leon the Professional, and the very first thing that came up was a Reddit link being like, Leon Professional, sickening and troubling. And it's like, okay, well, the only way you feel that way is if
It's
you
if you
want to
have-
fuck a kid,
Yeah.
you know, and
Because
you,
watching the movie, like she does, like she tries to play a game where she'll like be musical characters, put costumes on, to be like, it's good for the memory, get your brain.
no,
flowing,
she
everything.
was trying to seduce him the whole movie.
No, I'm just saying in general, it's very uncomfortable watching her.
And you're supposed to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's the fucking point. So you writing a Reddit article pointing out how it makes you feel uncomfortable makes me go, oh, you're doubling down, which means you are a pedophile.
And even Leon's like, at the point, he's like, I don't know. And I don't think in his head he was looking at her that way.
No. He never
Which is the total opposite of what she wanted.
well, because that's what lends me to the whole idea that she was molested, where the only way she saw affection was through sex.
See, I'm looking at it more. She is a young girl who thinks she knows what love is, and she's finding somebody that's nice to her, who cares about her, and she's finding this attraction towards him, being like, I love you because I've never actually loved anybody other than my 4-year-old.
I get where every time she was like, Leon, kiss me, Leon's like, no, no, and don't let anyone ever hear you say that. Like, I get it. Because she goes down to the hotel guy and goes, he's my lover. You know, like,
And
that's
instantly they get kicked out.
that is some real world scary shit. Because
That's why I thought her character path was going to go way different than
she
what
was
happened.
very selfish.
She was very self-destructive to the point where she's
Well,
like,
selfishness is self-destruction.
no, I'm saying like she wasn't getting what she wanted, and she thought she would pressure him, maybe.
Or something. She was thinking like,
Yeah,
and then all she did was fuck him over.
yeah. They got kicked out of the apartment or the hotel room, whatever they were staying in, and they had to go back to the main house that he was in. And the only reason they left because she fucking shot a gun out the window trying to prove she was tough shit.
The only thing left to say really about this movie is just to describe to you the fucking scene by scene. This is an incredibly visually engaging movie with amazing dialogue, great pacing, great character acting. We can just sit here and tell you, okay, so then this scene with this character, and then you won't have to watch the movie yourself. I mean, I think we did a pretty good job explaining to you what kind of movie it is. It's a weird.
What did you think of the soundtrack? Let's start there. I think
It reminded me of the 007 GoldenEye for N64 soundtrack. It's either Aztec or Complex, but if anyone knows what I'm talking about, they'll fucking.
No, I think it worked for some of the scenes. Some of the scenes.
No,
the
I
music
mean it wasn't bad. It didn't take me out of the movie. There was
It's like some scenes were generic.
Now, the reason you want to bring this up is because you watched Black Adam and you fucking hated the soundtrack. That's the only reason you're thinking about soundtrack, is because you went from hearing a movie that has an okay soundtrack to a movie that has a fucking god-awful soundtrack.
Well, I watched Amadeus.
Which had an
Black
amazing... yeah, you went from top tier to the bottom to...
No, certain scenes with the music.
There was not a single song that took me out of the movie.
Yeah.
Not a single melody or anything that took me out of the movie, because that's not the point. The point was the dialogue, the way these characters look, the settings, and how they interact with each other. It was all dingy apartments, dirty clothes, and very quick, short, curt dialogue.
Not counting Leon or Natalie Portman. Who's your favorite character?
Tony.
Tony.
I like Tony. Gary Oldman's really cool. But just the way Tony's like, he gives the whole bank spiel. He gives it to Leon. He gives it to her.
It sucks, because you know he cares about Leon, but you fucking
He shed a
knows.
tear. I'm hurting here too. And he
Yeah.
teared up.
Because he was trying to be the tough guy with her and everything.
Well, he's got to be the tough guy. But I feel like Tony is going to keep her out of trouble. Like,
because the whole time he's like, you need to stay away from this. I'm going to give you money every month.
Okay. Which Tony do you think could protect Natalie Portman from Ralphie? James Gandolfini Tony or this Tony? Who do you think would protect her from Ralphie? Because I mean, she was a whore.
Probably this one.
Yeah, this one I feel like because this one ain't having panic attacks, and this one seems to be fucking
very level-headed, very straightforward, no bullshit. Or Tony, you love him.
So glad I can make Sopranos references to you. Finally, I can finally do it, Chad.
You fucking love Tony, but there's a lot of bullshit up in that head.
We love Tony because there's a lot of bullshit. That Tony is you love because there's no bullshit. It's all up here.
Yeah, it was like it sucks knowing he was ripping Leon up. Because every time we talk about the money, he'd be like, well,
I think he was ripping him off in the way an Italian mobster does.
Maybe he just wasn't doing that well and he used his money.
Oh, Tony was definitely using Leon to do hits for free.
Yeah, and that's why he kept going, we'll give it to you in time. Because he'd be like, fuck, I need to get a job going.
Leon, no, they were putting the hits out and Leon was doing it for free.
No, I know. I'm saying if Leon wanted to pay out, that's why he was telling him.
Yeah. But I feel like at first Tony was like, oh, I have a great fucking situation here. This fucking idiot doesn't know anything. He can't read or write. He doesn't know anything about money. I'll just use him. And then he got to know him and he's like, fuck, this is a good guy. You know? Shit. But he's the only reason I'm still in business. And if I start paying him, then then Gary Oldman's going to show up at my son's fucking birthday. You know what I mean?
One of the things I loved about this movie is there's always subtle things throughout this movie that make it seem more real than
like slipping on the blood,
the way people, like you had the scene where the military guy would go up to Leon's store when he thought the little girl was in there. Then he heard the TV and in his head, he's probably like,
or what about Leon looking through the people, seeing him, looking back, looking through, not seeing him and going, okay. Yeah.
So it's little things like he knew if they're blasting the TV, maybe they're not trying to be sneaky. Maybe it's not the right girl.
Also, yeah, it's not the right girl. She just walked in and started watching cartoons. You know,
little smart things that don't happen too often.
I like how every villain in Gary Oldman's team had a theme. You had the Italian guy, you had Gary Oldman, you had the Rasta guy, you had the military guy, you had the black guy, you had the black guy who was jumpy. You know, because there was
fucking giant
dude. Guy. There was the level-headed black guy who was like his third in command, who was always next to the Italian guy, and then you have the jumpy black guy who shot at them when they were leaving the building.
I do like the Italian guy.
The Italian guy.
That actor was really good.
I thought he was Benny from Sopranos, the guy who gets beat up by
Paulie?
Not Paulie. He gets out of the jacket. Yeah. Hits him with a golf club in the eye or something like that.
It's a jacket, Tony.
The jacket.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
If I was 12 years old and I saw Natalie Portman smoking cigarettes on a staircase like that, I would simp for her as hard as I fucking could.
Yeah.
I would be her best friend. I would give her my lunch money. I would, and all in the hopes that she would just look my direction.
All the scene with the bullies came up to her, they're like, this is our block.
Those bullies are fucking idiots. They walked up to her and bullied her, not going, hey, what's your name? Do you want to play basketball? Come on, please talk to me.
Hands him $100. Like, now I gave you this. You can leave me alone, right? She's like, I have to think.
I'd be like, I got a brain. I'll think with you. I sit right down here. I give her the 100 back. I'd be like, what's going on? Can I get
bought a gun?
Yeah, it's probably. But still, those fucking kids. Then again, they were like little boys. They don't think with they're not thinking with their dicks yet.
No, when I was their age.
I was.
Yeah, constantly.
I still would with 12-year-old. No, okay. It was the way they sexualized her every so often.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable.
You'd go, oh, that's a 12-year-old girl. And that's the whole
I
point.
think she's come out and been like, I don't like how I.
But it's perfect because it makes you think in the mind of Leon, where you're like, I could, no.
He was a good guy.
Great guy.
Killed people, but.
The ring trick. I mean, there's 2 instances where he uses the ring trick and both are amazing, and I don't want to say either.
Yeah, just wait till you hear it.
Yeah.
Then wait for it to happen.
I don't think anyone wins, really, at the end of this movie.
She wins. She realizes.
I think the plant wins.
No, she wins. She realizes I was put here into the boarding school and I should have stayed.
Which she was only put there because her dad didn't love her. Now she's put there, but now she's put there because someone loves her. Because Leon loves her. So now that she's there for someone,
she has a better mentality about it.
I guess you could say overall the moral of this story is you are not the main character. All of your actions affect other people. Because none of this would have happened if the dad didn't skim 10% off the fucking top. He got his entire family killed. He got that entire apartment complex killed. He got the people who killed the people killed. You know, like,
one little selfish act.
Fucks everyone over. I think that's the moral of the story, is be a hitman teaching us selflessness.